Hopefully going and going strong. Let's get some music on. A little Sonic and chill. Yeah. Let's do it. Today, we gotta keep it easy today. I can't do too much. Very limited time. Let's mess around with Metroid. Change this. This is not figure drawing practice. We are doing... Change this to... Metroid fan art. Okay. This will be quiet. That's great. It doesn't matter. It's about the not matteringness. Definitely dealing with a personal sense of funk right now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay. Back into this. Yeah, let's turn off all this. This is artificial stand-in light. Let's turn that off. We're still in the blue. In the blue loveliness. I think it's okay to have this on. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Let's see if we can get another quick pass of blue light that just sort of gets like a finishing glaze on some of these surfaces. It's not meant to be that bright overall, and it's not meant to have that much attention. So it does need to be small, but it's super important, I think. But here we go. We can see I've done a good job of keeping all that blue light on its own layer, and we got to preserve that, so let's keep going with it. First we start a new version. I think I'm gonna change the texture. It's a different brush this time. This texture is gonna be different. Or maybe not. Let's see here. What have I got? I want something with some texture. Yeah, that kind of has it. Yeah, okay. Well, so we've got this red helmet with blue light on it. How do we make that light even brighter and bluer? We can just do a color selection. Add just a little indent of light to each of these red, green, and blue channels, and then add an extra indent on the blue one, and that should do it. And finding targets of opportunity in some of these other... Even in a crevice, we can find highlights sometimes. This pen is acting a little weird. Let's see what this one does. And this is the final pass, so anything that is still left that needs a highlight, this is the time to get it. The final pass of that blue light. We're not coming back later and adding more blue light. This is it. So, because look how bright it is here on this guy. It's halfway up the brightness scale, and this is underexposed, so... That's for like light in the shadow. That's as high as I think it should get. Of course, I've vibed my way through this stuff. It's not like I'm whipping out a calculator and figuring out exactly how much light needs to go somewhere. My tablet setting was a little on the soft side, and I think, yeah, there we go. Now I have room to push down on it. It's a little... Feels a little bit better in my fingertips. And we're gonna go until just before 2 p.m. So it's a short stream. And I know I'm not necessarily helping myself much. By doing shorter streams. Obviously, it's less of an opportunity for people to find and discover the channel and stuff, but the but I do think there are some advantages, like it means I'm not gonna spend more time on this than I should. Is that bright enough? This still needs to be brighter. What's happening here? Hey, what's up? YouTube has like a 40-second delay. Kind of sucks. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not surprised to hear that there is like some sort of delay. I'm not sure why that would be. Why does it suck? Does it mean it's like the music or like my audio is off, off of sync, or it's just not exactly the same as Twitch? And hey, Danny, thanks for joining. This won't be a long stream, but I will need your help to remind me to pick up my kids in a little bit. And I don't know if it's like latency on my part. That's great. Glad that popped up right there. Perfect. No notes. Perfect. Perfect when it does that. Oh, chat takes forever for me to read. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that. It also takes forever for me to notice it. So if it pops up here, I'm not necessarily able to read it unless it's you know what would be nice, actually, if I had some sort of like... What time is... I have to get out of here at like 1:55 p.m. Pacific time. As in, like, I'll say bye at 1:55 p.m. and hop in the car, get my kid. Danny, I'm in a mental funk, and it's like, you know what I think I did? I think I burned my brain out on too much TikTok. It's like one of those, like, even like knowing better, like, yeah, TikTok is bad for you, so I'm gonna like, you know, make sure I do it right. I'm like, I've got like the TikTok shakes or something like that, you know? It's so silly. It's like so clear to me now that like I've just got overexposed to like being like, let me do something cool on social media. I've been overdoing it, like, and it's like, that's not really something I wasn't aware of. But yeah, you know, and part of that is just to find like, well, what is the ceiling? At what point does the algorithm like stop rewarding you for posting? And it's pretty clear that it liked me starting my posting, and then it didn't like me continuing to post tons of shit. But for the most part, I've been actually pretty happy with trying out that app. I think it's cool. It's giving me some ideas, and interestingly, I don't know if this is new or whatever, but it said I could go live. I haven't set that up yet. I'm not sure when I think I'm going to be ready for TikTok live stuff. I do appreciate the like auto cut kind of stuff that the app provides. Some of those are a little... I mean, even when it does it automatically, it does a good job, but not perfect. Certainly not perfect every time. So there's plenty of reason for me to mess around with the settings and learn about how this stuff is done. And... yeah, it's been... I think it's arguably been educational for me. But right now my work is so dead. It's just so dead. It's crazy. It's driving me nuts. It hurts my brain to be bored. Which is good, because it makes me want to draw. and it gives me some opportunities to draw, but even when I'm not working, just having like a life and obligations and stuff like that, it's really hard. Yesterday would have been a pretty good day to do some streaming, except I had to fill out my son's application to go to kindergarten and stuff like that. All that is good. It's like I had to do it. No one else was going to do it. But it was a... it's a thing that takes time, and I can't just like do that quickly. And by the time I did have it done, it's like any window I had is gone, you know? Back to, gotta go back to being super dead, so. Yeah, I've been doing more edited videos. Yeah, it's hard not to, like, at least experiment with it via the TikTok. And what it's actually helping me to get, because this translates to some YouTube stuff, is realizing that there is another dimension of appeal, I guess, or interest that can be grafted onto some of my pieces that I wouldn't even, like, I wouldn't have thought to put whatever song next to whatever, but TikTok said, hey, try this song. And I saw it go, and I was like, you know what, that actually slaps, you know? Maybe it could work. I don't know. I don't know what these kids like, and I put it on, and it does great. Or, you know, for, like, coming out of the gate with, like, nothing. You know, I'm happy that it's, you know, for the most part, people are interested, and they want to see more, and I'm probably overdoing it. I did have a guy, like, message me, and he's like, are you using AI? He wasn't, like, a dick about it at all, but, so, you know, I was nice, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm doing this. I'm trying to do that. You know, I don't like AI. That's the whole point of this. And he's like, all right, awesome. You know, keep it up. I love your art. You know, I'm like, cool. Could have been toxic, but was not. The opposite. So that's cool. Let's see here. I think I got this calf looking a little too shiny. Knock some of that back. That feels better. Because I'm doing all the light painting on a separate layer, I can, if I feel like something's too bright, I can just erase into it and erase the light part without erasing anything else. So that's kind of cool. Okay, that's everything in the red. Let's get into the orange section. Anyway, today, and this is probably related to just a general sense of malaise stemming from the fact that, like, I was at a friend's condo over the weekend. We didn't have the kids with us. We left them with my parents so that, you know, they could be supervised instead of... He didn't necessarily think it was AI. It's just, I don't think he could... I think he was impressed, and he wanted to know whether or not... He didn't say it in an offensive way. I don't think all AI looks bad, but that's the problem. Is that it's a real threat to real artists, unfortunately. And since it's... I also think... I think AI can look good. I also think AI is bad for artists. and fostering creativity, or at least creative thinking skills, creative creation skills. I'm not a person that says like AI could never make art look as good as mine. You know, I've seen it do some amazing stuff. I also see what it struggles with and it can't do, and I'm like, that's the stuff I'm gonna do. The stuff it can't do is the stuff I'm gonna see if I can do it. Now, this is a subject that AI probably could do pretty well with, so we'll, you know, I don't know, but I don't know what I'm trying to do here. But the one I'm gonna do after it, and the one I'm gonna do after that, probably not. But yeah, I've been a funk since that week. Let's see, it's Tuesday now, and came back from basically party weekend. I just basically did a bar crawl in Long Beach. Spent way too much money, so there's that. And then drank way too much and just ate whatever the hell I wanted. I was not... I've been absolutely... I won't even say I'm not doing good on my diet right now. I'm just like, I absolutely just fell off my fucking diet. And that... It's interesting. I feel like it's, affected me. My energy feels off. So then I would feel weird. So then I would just drink more. And then I'm just like, okay. So now I'm like, it's out of my system. I'm ready to dry out again. So I know I say that every time I finish a bottle of alcohol, but I don't know. Right now I'm drinking water. Straight water. Man, and the decision to stream just now was difficult. You know, I'm grateful for you to be here and keep me company a little bit. It was like, I'm like, probably no one's gonna watch, and it doesn't matter because I suck anyway. And it's like, it's like, okay, I know I don't suck, but it's like, does it matter if I'm good if the skills I need are being outsourced to robots? Not even other people, but just straight up to robots, you know? It's tricky. But I wanted to be more... I was like, you know what would help? Is if I just streamed anyway. It's like in an act of defiance. Just do it anyway. Just stream. It's like... done any exercise or yoga in a long time, but it's already taking jobs. I don't even need to talk about that. It's just already doing it. Or it's impacting everybody's jobs too. The great piece of piece of vengeance for the moment though is the massive layoffs happening in the tech spheres. Or like Microsoft is just laying people off left and right and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah. So AI can take the tech bros jobs. I just want art to be still be here by the time my kids get up. You know what I saw my daughter doing? While she was staying at my parents' house, she learned how to use my mom's iPad. Of course, my mom is an artist. I've mentioned that 1,000 times. But my mom has some sketching programs, because my mom still draws, so she's got some sketching programs on her iPad. And my daughter sort of picked up the tablet and started messing around with it, and really started drawing with it. And so when I picked her up, she's like, "Daddy, look at my drawings." And, you know, I was like, "Awesome." You know, I was like, "Well, you should use the iPad we have at home. I've got an iPad you can use." course, I forgot that I use that for my camera here. So that's why the camera here right now is a little jank. It's not the end of the world, but this is the backup camera. I'm at least sophisticated enough now that my setup has a backup. Look at me, I'm multi-streaming. I've got backup cameras. I figured out the levels. Well, I don't know if I've quite cracked everything, but the I'm more satisfied with the audio than I've been in a long time. And I'm pleased about all that. So I guess that's it. I just needed a moment to like shake my funk, get back into the thing. Oh, well, what I was saying was that my daughter is she's very much picking up steam with the like concept of a digital art and being a digital artist, and she's like 8. So, you know, she's got her whole life ahead of her, of course, but she's talked about becoming an artist when she grows up and stuff. She really likes that idea. Of course, she talks about being a lot of things like a astronaut and stuff. Kids, you can't trust anything they say. They're so flaky. But yeah, I'm not happy if things keep going the way they are. Any art jobs for kids sort of not going to be there. No bueno. Yeah, now I'm a TikToker. Everything, it's like topsy-turvy now. The whole world. The whole world's on fire. Okay. We did all the red, we did all the orange, now we do the yellow sections. Same thing, get a nice bump of each color to symbolize adding white and then more blue. It means we're adding brighter, bluer light. There we go. I did have a small job yesterday, and it sort of encapsulates what's become the change in my career now. It's I had to pick up where another artist left off on a job. So yes, you heard that right. I was filling in for another artist, which alone is like something like wow. I'm not used to being that guy, but I guess I do that stuff now too. And that's fine. I don't care. It's actually a good opportunity to like meet and network new clients. That's fun. Yeah, doing the shiny is the best part. This is when it gets fun. Like when I'm doing this and everything I just add to it just looks like $1 trillion. Instead of feeling like I'm lost, like, how the fuck am I going to pull this off? Now it's like, cool, this is going to look rad. I can't wait to finish this. Let's go. But yeah, so as opposed to drawing this yesterday, if having time to do anything that I want to, I had to fill out forms, like run around to like a dentist's office, because I got to make sure that my son has seen a dentist before he goes to kindergarten and stuff. And then I picked up a modest 3 hours worth of work from another artist that wasn't available, and I was drawing essentially chicken nuggets. so I like in that kind of context, I guess I don't blame myself for trying to, like, speed run internet virality or something. Like, get me out of here. I need to count my blessings. Everything, honestly, is going fine. Well, knock on wood. Here's what I like to say, is I'm grateful for everything. If jobs are small now, so be it. I'll live on small jobs. Here, let's see what TikTok has to say about this cool video I posted. Okay, cool. Someone likes to, is gonna check out the little tip I posted. I posted an art tip. Like, try this technique. Not the technique I'm using, but the thing where I quickly add color at the end of those black and white portraits. You got us, the viewers. I am very... you know what? I am just happy to have... There's a very real sense of relief. Because, like, I remember how I used to feel. Like, before I started streaming and stuff, the way I used to feel when things weren't busy was, like, crazy. It was, like, nuts. It was, like, Apocalypse Now kind of craziness. If anybody's ever seen the beginning of, like, the uncut version and stuff like that. In the beginning of Apocalypse Now, which is a movie about war, there's basically a long scene where Martin Sheen is, like, stuck in a hotel room, like, awaiting orders. Like, he doesn't know what he's there. How long since last client? I mean, I worked yesterday a little bit. My clients lately have been good. My work lately has been good. But it's like, instead of 1 or 2 days in between jobs, it's like 4 to 5 days. And that's, like, that's not enough. That's like, I need gas, so I pull over and, like, I get gas, but I have, like, you know, you just end up putting in, like a liter of gas. And so you end up being like, well, that's not even enough. Is that enough to get to the next gas station? Like, that's where it is right now. My life has adapted to being booked on projects for 1 to 2 weeks, like sometimes longer, you know? So when that's not happening, my mind feels like, uh-oh. I don't know how to be bored. I don't know how to not be fully utilized. And so, like, the guy in Apocalypse Now, like, he's not used to being in a hotel room bored, right? And as a result, like, he just spins out of control. He just starts drinking and he tears the whole room apart, and, like, he's bleeding and he's screaming and going crazy. And then, like, the guy finally knocks on the door and gives him his orders. And he's being sent into hell, but, like, he's fine with it. He's fine. You know, he's cool for the rest of the movie. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Join the Supercell team. Thank you for mentioning this. I'm gonna do, like, some Supercell... I'm gonna do a Supercell stream down the road. We'll just do studies. And that's for you, baby. Because those characters were so fun to draw. And I feel like I've worked on hundreds of projects of the Supercell stuff. I probably did, like, 20. I probably did, like, 15 to 20 commercials, and then, of course, that big movie. And And that was a fun time. Those characters are fun to draw. It's easy. It'll be like, woohoo, let's just party. Let's do a fun thing that is fun. And everything about it will be easy. Okay, I think I got all the yellow in there. Let's do the... Okay, here we go with the... let's do this green stuff. Yeah, it'll be fun. Who's your favorite Clash character? Do you ever draw those characters? They're really... Like, you can learn a lot just by drawing them. The shinies make it awesome. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me try this. I've noticed that sometimes if I, like, refresh these things... Yeah, refresh. Here. Okay. The Archer Queen, she's cute. Yeah. Or she's, you know, buffed and you know, and based. Let me refresh this. Let's see if it goes faster. Okay. Hopefully it's refreshing. I don't know if that may have been a bad move. We'll see. Maybe it'll take another 40 seconds to pop up. Type something. We're learning how much I suck at this. Oh boy. Well, a based streamer I am not, but we'll sort it out next time. Hey, there you go. All right, you're back now. So I guess I'd sort of said bye-bye chat when I did that. That was not intentional, obviously, but now I know what refreshing chat will do if I do it in the middle of the stream. Actually, that's not a bad thing to know, because if someone came up and started putting, I don't know, it was like, your mom, or whatever, I would, whatever, I don't know. Now I'm realizing it's like, I can't ban people with those tools that I would need. Like, I would need some stuff open. There's still a delay. Don't know why that would be the case, but it must be... Was it there last time? I might need an El Gato. What's an El Gato? I mean, that's a capture card, isn't it? A streaming capture card. That's interesting. I mean, if it's persistent, I'll look into it. I mean, if it was just... If I do... Yeah, well, I mean, there's might be solutions. I could type in Google. You know. Maybe you can ask the AI. What can I do to reduce streaming lag on whatever? I'll tell you what, something I did notice was, since starting to post on TikTok, we need that 4K. I don't know if that will... let's do baby steps. Let's do baby steps. I don't need this to kick off. I just want this to keep me sane in between jobs. Because that's the hardest part for me right now, is being patient and feeling like there isn't something... This is doing what I needed to do, which is keeping me... You know, and it's like if I had endless money, I would totally, you know, buy all the cool gadgets. And, you know, maybe one day we'll get there. But right now, if this becomes a bigger distraction or a bigger expense than it's worth, that won't help at all. I was already a little embarrassed yesterday. My wife, like, basically walked in and I was, like, on the phone, not with another woman or like, you know, doing something sneaky, but, like, I was, like, zoned in on making a TikTok post. I was reflecting on that today about, like, I'm like, that doesn't... I need to, like... Whatever or whenever I do it, I need it to not be something that, like, feels like it intrudes on her time. She didn't make a big deal about it, but I was like, I need to be a little bit better about sort of managing my interest in this stuff. This is something that, like, it never needs to be, like... Because it was another thing. I'll tell you something. My kid was like, oh, Daddy, can you take Robbie upstairs? He's snoring. Because like, my son was snoring on the couch. They all fell asleep. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it in a minute. And I was like, hammering out my TikTok post. It wasn't that awkward. Like, part of the reason it wasn't awkward because my wife was like, fuck it, I'm too tired. I'm going to bed. So she was already like herself being like I can't, I'm so tired, you got to put the kids to bed. And I'm like, cool. So I was doing it, but I was like kind of distracted on the phone, and then my other kid was like sleeping and snoring. So I was like, instead of taking him up the instant my daughter asked me to, she was getting impatient with me. And then I was like, hey, come on, hold on, I want to do this thing. But like, that's not a great vibe. I don't want to put my kid on pause so that I can post on TikTok. It wasn't that important, and it really shouldn't be. My kid shouldn't ever be like, oh, Dad's on his phone, I shouldn't bug him. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, nothing bad happened, but just because nothing bad happens doesn't mean it's game on. You know, I'm smart enough to realize that it's like, the stuff I do here has to be subordinate to the very important paying work that I have. Yeah. It can't be like, oh, my family is temporarily not important enough, and now I want to be there for them. Like, if I was... I have yet to catch heat from my school or anybody about, like, oh, you didn't pick your kid up on time or whatever because you were streaming. But, like, if that happened, I'd be mortified, you know? So we got 5 minutes. That's a hard out, we say in the industry. That's a personal deadline, basically. Super important stuff, you know? Not allowed to miss the important things. At my son's old preschool, they were very like, sort of, they were kind of buttheads. But one time I was a mere 3 minutes late in picking him up, and they straight up called my wife, and they were like, "Where are you guys? How come you're not picking up your kid? The teachers are leaving." Can you imagine, like, school's out and they're like, or like, preschool ends and the teachers just instantly bail. It's like, no, that's not very, you know, what if something was going on? Anyway, everything was fine, but like, I got there like my wife called me. And I'm like, I'm at the school. I don't know why they're calling you. Like, I'm literally, like locking my car and walking up. Yeah, 5 more, thank you. We're gonna be fine. Because we got all the important stuff done. I'm just messing around with some smaller details. But no, it was a super embarrassing thing for them to do to me. That's why I fired them and took my kid to a new preschool. But, or at least part of the reason. But, yeah, that's not me. I mean, ultimately, like, what's this about, you know? Why am I even trying to be a good artist? Why am I trying to be a successful artist? And streaming being a small part of that. The reason I'm doing this is for my family, right? So if I'm giving up time with my family to do this, which is less important, it's like, that's what I talk about. That's the wrong sacrifice, you know? Do your kids feel bad to bother you while you draw? So it's interesting. There's a certain, I don't have too much time to talk about it, but there is a the work and my family life are, unfortunately, and this isn't my fault. This isn't my fault, but because all my clients got rid of their studios and like everybody to work at home now my home is the studio, and my wife and my kids know that they are more important than my work, and yet they don't seem to respect the deference that they should be giving to something that is important and sustains the family. So they actually think nothing of coming in and making demands of me all the time while I'm working. That's why this is so hard for me to do, working from home. I don't like working from home. It's very, like, I appreciate being able to, like, take my kid to the doctor if I have to. But if I'm working from home and, like whatever, my kid wants a snack or something like that, I'm like, you're gonna have to get it yourself. Like, I can't just drop everything every 5 minutes to come help you guys. They're totally, that sounds like I'm being a dick. Like, my kids know where the snacks are and all that stuff. But I do often have to help my daughter lift a big heavy jug of milk so she can drink some milk and stuff or whatever, but that's okay. It's like, it isn't, they don't bother me, but they do interrupt me. It's an interruption, and when you are an artist and like your juices are flowing, it takes a long time to get those juices up to speed. So then when somebody comes in and like distracts you, it's like a train moving full speed and someone pulls the emergency brake. It's crazy. And like, it hurts my brain to stop, but I do, and then I'm like, what is it, you know? And they're like, I need milk. I'm like, okay. Or it's always like, Dad, I need you to wipe my butt. There's at least twice a day this happens, you know? So that's it. That's the good times. All right, let's make this big. I'm still figuring out how to, like, I need to do the thumbnail thing. I need to rig that up because I forgot how to do it. They could just want something to do with you. Yeah, but actually, my kids usually don't. They're very into me sometimes, but usually they are preferred to. We have a fun house. They know how to have fun here. They don't need my my assistance. They're not bored kids. It's not like that. Okay, this is looking good. I'll do a big face of my own. Make a funny face. Does this work? Whoa. Yeah. That'll be that. All right, cool. So, Danny, thanks for popping in. Did a little cool art, and it's 1:55.